All right, everybody. This is the February call for just my PS coaches. So it's been kind of an eventful last week, and y'all are talking shit on me through the chat. Anyways, I've had a lot of time to kind of think about where we're going as a team and the direction, and through personal development and mostly coming back from Tony Robbins last November, we were really focusing on what we were being grateful for. So I thought that to start it off on a positive note before we hand it over to Nancy, get ourselves in that good state. I want you guys to share, and I'm not trying to put everybody on the spot, like 1 to 2 sentences or 3 or just, it doesn't have to be long, but what you're grateful for about, whether it's this team, about Beachbody, and what really is the most important thing. And, if you don't know, just the first thing that comes to mind probably is the most important. So I'm unmuting you, Paul, because you're the first one I see, and I'm putting you on the spot.
All right. So I guess for me, it's just that my first and right now my really only personally sponsored coach that's working the business has shown such tremendous growth that every time I have a conversation with him, it just renews my hope, renews my fire in this business. So definitely thankful that Trey is taking this journey with me.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. All right, Shelly, can you hear me? All right, you are up next.
Oh, great. Thanks. I've just got so much going on. I'm thankful just for the family, for, I'm not able, I am able. I'm not working. I'm choosing to not work the business right now simply because I've got to focus on me. Because I can't be any help to anyone else until I get me right. But the family, with everything that's going on just within Team Beachbody, especially within our own team, it's amazing to me that when you get it, you get it. And when you have a passion to help people, no matter what, that's what you do. You don't sell your soul to the devil, so to speak. So I'm very thankful for you, and very thankful for this team, and that I always have a safe place, and I always know that I have somebody that's got my back.
I love that. Thanks for sharing. All right, Charlie, you're the next one in my line of view.
The first thing I'm thankful for is that badass live video you did today, because I was bouncing around in my seat, almost got fired because I sit in the cubicle. And I was like, man, this chick is on fire today. That was awesome. The second thing, I'm grateful for all my coaches following me to this team. They're all excited, having babies and stuff, and they're all excited. They're on fire. The other thing is, I'm thankful that I don't know where it came from, but I've gotten really good at building relationships and being patient and just slowing down. That's about it.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you. All right, B, you are up next.
I'm thankful for this team. I'm thankful for everybody that's here, all the friendships I made. I'm thankful for you, Mindy, for being there for me in the time when I needed it most. And right now, I'm still just kind of working on me. I am helping some people here and there. I'm not pushing to build a business, as most of you know. But right now, it may kind of seem selfish, but like Charlie said, you got to work on yourself first before you can help others. And that's a continuation of what I'm still working on.
Thank you for sharing. All right, Robin, it's up to you. Even in under three sentences, is that possible?
It's not possible. I am, guys, I'm just grateful. I don't know what to say. How can I pinpoint one thing? You're all amazing. You're all incredible. We have so much love and growth and positive energy flowing in this team that, how could I not be grateful for everything going on every single day? I had something really good and I forgot it. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
All right, Monica, you're next. Hi, baby J.
Can you say hi? Hi. Okay, so I am super grateful for our team, and for all the love and support that I've received from
that
you guys, and especially you, Mindy. You've been there for me through a bunch of this crap with my divorce and my, emotional roller coaster. And I'm grateful for these little kids because they keep me on my toes. but yeah, I'm really grateful for all the love and support that I've received. I don't think even like my best friends, like that I've had for years, don't even call. I haven't, they don't call to check up on me. How are you doing? I mean, nothing. You know what I mean? And
that guy next.
And you guys do that for me, and I appreciate that. But I definitely need in my life, and I know I'm in the right place. So that's that.
I'm glad that you know that you found the right place. Like I told you today when we talked, that I believe that, it wasn't an accident that we found one another. It was a really weird way how we found one another, but I believe that it was perfectly planned.
Right. Me too.
All right, Steph, you're up.
I am thankful for our team because I know that whenever I need something, I can reach out to any one of you. And I'm also thankful for the support while I'm doing the Ultimate Reset, which has been awesome so far. And I love all of y'all, and I'm glad that y'all are here for me. And I have been able to step out of my comfort zone, and I've been able to actually help people, and it's actually coming from me, and I'm not sharing, what other people have said. It's coming from me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm happy for you. All right, Melissa, you're up.
I am extremely grateful for this team and my personally sponsored coaches team. I have a new girl on my team who she brings that fire back that comes with people who want this business the way that I do and that you guys do. And she is just a breath of fresh air, and I couldn't be more grateful for her. So, and all of your guys' friendship.
Awesome. All right. So everybody knows I just hit my 5-year anniversary, and that whenever I started as a coach, we didn't have these calls. Becky and I were both working full time. So we just kind of figured it out together. And I've seen so many of you guys come in at the same time, and it really doesn't matter where you end up, rank-wise, income-wise. The thing is, like, you build these relationships with the people that join when you do, because you get to know one another and you understand where you're at, and you build these amazing relationships. And Nancy was one of them. There's other people like Idette and Anna and Kim Elias, and then we all got started at the same time when we were in the building phases as leaders, in the building phases of Diesel Nation, and we grew so close, and we've watched each other through ups and downs. And Nancy and I, she's been a huge support system to me, and always clapped whenever I was, succeeding, no matter what. And she was always there to pick me up whenever I was feeling down. And I see all of you are on this team, and I see that we do that so well. And so, her and I talked, a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about it being in the rebuild phase, and that, she saw kind of where she had went wrong. And it was basically what I did in 2015. So I asked her to speak to you guys, because I don't want to focus on rank. I mean, that's one thing that I realized that, like, on one of the recent National Wake Up Calls, one of the top 10 people was a 6-star diamond coach. I am a 7-star lifetime coach, and I never was maxed out of the income. So, like, I'm really focusing on where the needs are of the team and what people have to bring to value. And the fact that Nancy and I are still here 5 years later is like a huge testament. We have the same coach, and, I wanted her to share, some of her, her ownership of what went wrong and her ability to be able to regroup and still be here, because so many people I'm seeing, whenever they hit that, certain mark, that they prejudge that, I should be at this income, or I should be at this rank, or I should be this success, and then they quit. And really, my biggest thing is I just want you guys to be here, And anyway, so she actually accepted and said that it would work. She's even an hour ahead of us, so I know it's late, but I'm excited to have her on. She's got some great stuff to tell you.
Thank you so much, Mindy. Thank you for inviting me to speak to your team. And yeah, it's like super past my bedtime. I'm like in bed like 2 hours ago, but I got you guys. So thank you again for inviting me to talk. And I do want to share a couple of things with you before I get started. I'm going to say some unpopular stuff. So I'm just bracing you for that. All right. Taking ownership is kind of the pivotal thing that happened for me. I grew my business. Like Mindy said, I started around the same time she did. I just hit my 5-year anniversary. Becky's my coach as well. I kind of just dipped my toe in the business the first maybe year or so. And then I finally decided, okay, I'm all in, because I hated my job. I was working full time as a collections manager. And I was every day waking up thinking, what disease can I give myself so I don't have to go into work? Like, I was trying to I'm going to be on the news tomorrow because my coworkers are there. It's getting bad. So I had to figure out what the hell I was going to do. So I finally decided that I was going to take the steps that I needed to do. I started growing my business. I was stuck at Emerald for 2 years, and I went in the span of a month to Diamond. And so when that happened, everybody started coming out of the woodwork. Oh my God, how did you do it? How did you do it? How did you do it? And, I got lucky. I'm not going to lie. I got lucky. It happened when 21 Day Fix came out. So if you were around when 21 Day Fix came out, it blew up everybody's business. And that's the problem. People expect these peaks to stay. So now the 21 Day Fix is a few years old. It's not the shiny new thing anymore. So what's happening in our businesses? It's flailing a little bit because there's no shiny new thing that everybody wants. So when I started failing, I leveled out at Diamond. I lost my rank. My entire team has gone down to 0 coaches working the business. They're still there, but they're not working the business. They're all discount coaches. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? What the hell am I doing wrong? And what I was doing wrong was I was imitating everything that I was told to do. I was told that our goals should be get to elite, get the stars, get to Success Club. So those were my goals, right? But those goals didn't speak to me. And it wasn't until I saw my vision board for the last 2 years. I was creating my vision board for 2017. I think it's safe to assume that almost everyone had a pretty crappy 2016. So I was looking at 2017 okay, this is it. I'm going to do something different this year. I looked at my vision board for the last 2 years and I realized the only things that came true were the things that I put down that spoke to me. My rank advancement, hitting elite, Success Club All-Star, all that stuff did not happen. And that's because I only put it down there was because I thought I was supposed to shoot for that. So I failed, because it wasn't something that spoke to me. Going in the same vein of imitating people, I was following scripts. I was following the 4 vital behaviors. I was training after training after training in this group and that group and buy this book and read this one and da-da-da-da-da. So I became a student of network marketing, but I didn't become a practitioner. So I was just absorbing all this stuff and being overwhelmed with all this info and who's the top coach. Okay, I'm going to follow them and this person and da-da-da-da-da-da, going nuts with all this training, not applying any of it. And I was going through the motions. So when I was talking to potential customers and potential coaches and even my current customers and coaches, what the missing component was the most important thing that I needed, which was authenticity. That's the only thing that we bring. You can be taught how to talk to somebody. You could be taught the information on Shakeology that we need to share. You could be taught how to run a challenge group and a Coach Basics group. You cannot be taught authenticity. You have to be your true authentic self. Because if you are typing out a script that you were given without injecting your own authentic self into it, that person's going to read it, period. Even if they don't say it, even if you don't think that it sounds phony, they're going to sense it. And that's going to create that disconnect. It's all about building relationships. So I had to detach myself from the outcome of these conversations. I would go into these conversations thinking, okay, this has to result in a challenge pack because I need 2 more points and there's only 1 day left in the month. And I was making myself nuts that instead of focusing on what I needed to focus on, which was creating that relationship and building it, I was focusing on 2 points, 2 points, 2 points. And I lost sight of what I was doing. And as a result, I ended up really hating the business. I was miserable. I had no more joy for the business. I had no more desire to do anything. I woke up in the morning and I thought, oh God, now I got to go contact 5 people and do my power of 3. It was a chore. And it wasn't until I took a step back and said, okay, what am I doing wrong? I had to stop looking at, oh, my coaches, they're not working the business anymore. They suck. Oh, this person doesn't want to buy the challenge pack because they want to go with, you know, the crazy rap thing. Oh, they suck. Well, no, I suck. That was the problem. I was sucking. I had to own it. I had to look at it and go, you know what? What was I doing wrong? What I was doing wrong? I wasn't being myself. So once I detached myself from the outcome, once I started being my authentic self, I started seeing the shift happen. And it was like an organic, natural shift. I was playing to my strengths. I was building relationships, wasn't talking about Beachbody, wasn't talking about fitness, wasn't talking about nutrition, nothing. Building authentic relationships. I wasn't clicking on friend. Okay, now I've got 5 people. Write down 5 people. Okay, now I'm going to message them. Hi, how you doing? I have a challenge group that you want to join. No. Talking to people about their life, being genuinely interested in what's going on with them. And I see that you guys have that. Like, you guys know each other's kids' names. You guys know what's going on in each other's lives. That's authentic. You can't fake that. And that's what so many people do wrong, is that fake it till you make it. That's bullshit. If I hear that shit one more time, I'm sorry. Fake it till you make it. Well, you can fake smiling, sure. But you can't fake your personality. You can't fake your relationship building. You can't fake it. So if you're faking it, you're going to fail. And another thing that I was doing was I was tying my outcome to my success. Okay, I didn't hit elite this year. I am a failure. I didn't advance rank. I'm a failure. I didn't hit Success Club. I'm a failure. 5 years later, I haven't hit any of those things, and I'm still here. I'm not a failure. I didn't leave. I didn't chase the shiny new MLM that's down the street. I didn't decide that I want to go sell leggings or wine or whatever the hell's going on this week because this isn't working for me. This isn't working for me, not because the product, not because the business opportunity, not because of the network, not because the market's oversaturated, because of me. So I need to learn what to do correctly, stop doing the things that I wasn't doing correctly. And it's going to be a guessing game sometimes. It's trial and error. You're getting information from coaches that have succeeded, so you're going to want to try that, right? How many of you guys look at a top coach or listen to a call and they recommend a book and the first thing you do is go buy that book because so-and-so said it? That's great. I'm not saying not to do that, but don't assume that because that book worked for that person that it's going to work for you. It may not, but that doesn't mean don't try it. So I was open to letting myself have these little failures because I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it and genuinely try it. Not, oh, I'm going to post 3 times a day for the next week. And if I don't get any challengers from that, obviously my posts don't work. No, that's not how it works. You got to have longevity. You got to have consistency. So I was doing the same activities time and time again, month after month after month after month, and it wasn't working. And that's when I realized, okay, I've been doing this long enough that I need to take a step back and realize I need to change my approach. This is what I'm going to change. This is what I'm going to do better. And I focused on creating a culture within my inner circle of people that I was talking to. The culture that I wanted to create was one of, I don't want to say family because it sounds trite, but family, you know, like that what you guys have, that genuine friendship, that connection, that's the culture that I want to create. I want to create with my circle of customers, challengers, coaches. When you join me, when we talk, when you come to one of my live classes, when you join one of my challenge groups, you are now stuck with me forever because we're best friends. That's it. And that's the relationship I want to build. And when that happens, that's when people are going to trust you. They're going to follow you. They're going to take your guidance. They're going to trust your opinion. And they're going to want to work. Okay? And you have to, we're always told that we want to find like-minded people like yourself, right? If you're not being your true self, who the hell are you going to attract? People that you don't want anywhere near you, right? That's what I was attracting. I was attracting all these people that I'm like, oh my God, this is the opposite of what I'm trying to attract, because I was putting out something fake. I wasn't putting out my authentic self because I was having these conversations based on information I was given that I'm supposed to do. So when it wasn't working, what was I doing? I was adding on more trainings, adding on more personal development. I was working harder. And I'm like, okay, I guess it's all about the hustle. What does hustle mean? Work harder and you can't sleep and no, work smarter, tweak your approach, fix the thing, be okay with saying, you know what, I screwed up on this side. I screw up with this. You know, there's different things that you can do differently. With the other MLMs that are going on right now, I know a lot of people are freaking out. There became like this massive just spaz attack when the wine MLM started, right? Everybody's going nuts. Oh my God, everybody's jumping ship to go sell wine. And what do I do? My coach left and da-da-da-da. Okay, well, I have a couple things to say about that. Number one, I have yet to hear anyone in any MLM talk about their products the way we talk about ours. It all goes down to the product. If you don't believe in your product, it doesn't matter what the hell you're pimping, you're going to fail because you have to believe in what you're giving people. So it's really easy to believe in these products, right? We know that they work. We see the evidence in front of our faces every single day. We experience it in our lives. It's really, really easy to be passionate about it and to brag about the products and share it. But if you're jumping ship because you're like, this isn't working, I'm going to go somewhere else, but you're still doing the same things, you're going to fail at that one too. And the way my philosophy is, if you're creating a culture in your team where your team feels connected, your team feels like they are learning, that they are getting their best version, the best version of you, the authenticity comes through. They're not going to want to go. The people that are leaving are people that felt disconnected. That's why they're leaving. Because look, I'm not making the crazy money that I was hoping to make by now, but I'm still here. Why? Because I don't feel disconnected. Because it's not about the money. And yeah, there's people that that's where their focus is. Well, guess what? You don't want them on your team. You don't want them. Because if you're getting people on your team that are only straight up, I want to make an income that's going to make me, be able to buy a boat and buy a house. And that's awesome. These are awesome goals to have. But if that's your main goal, is straight for the shiny things, straight for the material stuff, you're going to fail no matter what MLM that you go out and try. And again, nobody's talking about their products. I haven't heard one single person say, this wine is amazing. This wine has less sulfites than this. And look, no, nobody's saying that. They're saying, oh my God, I'm making so much money. Okay. And the people that are going, what they have in their eyeballs is dollar signs. And I'm like, bye, Felicia. I don't want you here because that will infect the rest of my team. I want my people to have that connection with me. And if they are not connecting with me, that's my bad. So if I have people on my team that are migrating to another MLM, I got to look at myself. What did I do? Now, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. People make decisions that's right for them. It's not going to be any hard feelings for them. I'm not going to look at them and go, screw you, you left. That's it. You're with us or against us. I can't do that. Because what we're doing here is trying to help people change their lives. If someone feels like that other MLM is going to do that for them, how can I slight them for that? Okay, well, you got to do what's right for you. And guess what? If I shut them down, if I completely shut them out, if I go, block them on Facebook or contact compliance to report them and all that nonsense, guess what I'm doing? I'm burning that bridge for the future because guess what? They're going to come back because that wine MLM, not long-term sustainable. I've seen their comp plan. Not happening. Sure, it's like all this money in the beginning, just like most MLMs. It's front-loaded. Ours is not. So you set the expectations from the beginning with your team. Like Mindy said, we came up in this business together. Becky was only a year old in this business when I joined. So she was still a baby coach. So everything that we've all learned, we've learned together. Now you've got that knowledge. You can pass that knowledge and information and tools and training that we finally have now that we didn't have then, you can pass that on to your team. And you could take the pieces that aren't working for you and eliminate them. It's okay. Like, I don't do the power of 3 anymore because for me, it wasn't authentic. It was a great conversation starter. It was a great way to have that initial contact. But for me, and that's why I keep emphasizing for me, I don't want anybody here to think that that's the way to do it. That's the way I'm doing it because it's working for me. I tried the power of 3. I did it for almost a year. And I was like, it's not working. And that's what I found. The initial contact, that's great. It's really great for that initial contact. But the relationship development, I can't follow a formula. I can't follow a script because every conversation is different. Every person is different. You're not going to find 2 people that like the same workout program equally. You're not going to find 2 people that like the same recipe of Shakeology equally. Why would you use the exact same approach to contact a person on 2 different people? Just think about it in terms of that. Everyone here has their favorite program, has their favorite trainer, and then they have programs that they don't like, trainers that they don't like. So think about that in terms of your business. No 2 people are the same. So there's no universal truth. There's no universal approach. And there's no universal like way of doing things. I personally, I like to tell myself that I'm organized. I'm organized up here. Everywhere else, I'm a hot mess. So I was like, all right, I have to get organized. I'd wake up in the morning and think about all the things that I have to do. And I was like overwhelmed. Oh my God, where do I get started? So if you're feeling that, oh shit, I don't know what do I start first? That's just going to make it worse, right? Because then you don't know what to start first. And then you're just like kind of pushing everything away. Like, I'll get to it. And then it's like, ooh, Game of Thrones, like I'm totally squirreling out everywhere because I don't have a system in place that works for me. So what I started doing is I just cracked open the planner and I started blocking off my day. I work from home all day long. I'm a full-time coach, master trainer, and instructor. So I've got my whole day. Whatever your schedule looks like, take those open slots on your schedule and block them out for your work activities. The way I did it, just to show you what works for me, I block it out and I color code it. Every color represents an activity. Purple is my personal development. Pink is this, whatever. So that works for me. And then what I do is I block out all the times that I'm not doing anything work related first. If my kid has an event at school, I block that time out. If I have a meeting with a parent-teacher conference, block that out. If I'm teaching a class, if I've got lunch with a friend, whatever, I block all that out in advance. And then all the open spaces, that's my work day. And it doesn't have to be 2, 4, 5 hours straight. No, it could be 1 hour here, an hour later on, whatever works for you. But you have to find what works for you. And the only way to do that is trial and error. You're not going to find it without trying it. You can't look at somebody else's game plan and go, that's what I'm going to do. That's going to work for me. So the first step for me, I stopped buying 4,000 personal development books. Guilty. I know Mindy's guilty. I just bought 2 of hers. So I stopped buying 1 million of them and I started actually reading the ones that I freaking had. And a lot of them didn't speak to me. I was like, okay, let me try audio. Maybe audio will help me because reading, I just get distracted. Okay, let me try the audiobooks. Well, I'm super picky. So I'm like, oh, her voice is annoying. I can't listen to it. So I started finding all these reasons why I can't listen to it. Let me give it a try. So I finally found a book that spoke to me and it actually gave me steps, actionable steps. And it was called The Miracle Morning. I know a lot of you have probably heard about it. That was the first personal development book in the 5 years that I've been a coach that I finished from beginning to end. And I applied the lessons that I learned from that book. And I use this analogy with my coaches that resist personal development. I have a lot of people that are like, I don't understand how is reading a book going to help me in my business? It's not. Doing the things that you learned in the book is going to help you. You can't read a book about painting a house and put the book down and go, the house is painted now. No, now you got to get a paintbrush and a bucket of paint and go apply what you learned. So that's what we need to do with our personal development. So I did the Miracle Morning. I started doing my Miracle Morning every single day, and what a freaking impact it had. And then the next book that I read, which helped me kind of define exactly what I was doing wrong and helped me find my joy again with this business, is The Desire Map. I'm listening to the audio. I'll be honest, first couple minutes, her voice kind of annoyed me, but I got over it and I freaking love it. It's speaking to me and I'm like, this book is amazing. I'm recommending it to people. Again, it may or may not work for you, but it doesn't hurt to try it, because what's the worst thing that can happen? You listen to a book, it didn't work, okay, you move on. You're going to invest your time no matter what, right? You're going to take a chance on a book no matter what. So it might as well be one that you heard from someone else that was struggling. So that's all I got, guys. I hope that it was helpful. Just be your authentic selves and you guys are going to rock it. The end.
Thank you, Nancy. I will let you go to bed. I know you're.
That was 20 minutes on the dot, boy.
Oh, yeah, I knew you could do it. That was
Time that
super great content and great advice. You know, I love that. That's what we talk about, is be your authentic self. And, you know, I will say that I'm in an elite group with Melanie Mitro and Alyssa Schumacher and a bunch of people. And the funny thing is, like, one thing is going to all these events, listening to people, everybody has their own spin. Like, we were at the playbook the other day, and what Danielle and Tony said was the exact opposite of what Chris Reed said. The fundamentals were the same: invite, use a system, but what they did was different. And so the biggest thing I think coaches have problems with is they listen to the National Wake Up Call and somebody says something and they write it down and they're like, they ditch what they were doing the week before, and then the next Monday comes and somebody does something else. They never give anything a chance. And, you know, and in the beginning, everything's a little bit uncomfortable. So, you know, I always feel like it's kind of like a new medication. Give it about 30 days of trying it, you know, unless you absolutely hate it, you know. But I mean, for it to really set in, to be able to say, did it work or did it work? And what I love is that Melanie Mitchell's top coach 3 times, you know, in a row. She is freaking amazing in person as much as she is on stage or on a YouTube video. Alyssa does the exact opposite of what Melanie does, but they are both successful. So even though Melanie has the best scripts, the best training, all this crap, she did things different and she's still successful because she took what she learned from Melanie about the skills and the vital behaviors that need to be done, did it the way it worked for her. She's a hot mess express. I mean, like, literally she has no organization. She goes off a notepad. She is a mess. Melanie is like structured, like our coach Becky. They're both successful. So the thing is, find what works for you. Because I tried the whole Becky like raves about power threes. I tried that shit too. It drove me bananas. Like, I hated it, you know? So the thing is, work with, you know, try things that works for you. If you know you hate Excel spreadsheets or you hate technology, I mean, we are in a technological world. You should accept it. But I mean, if pen and paper is what speaks to you, like Danielle Jody brought her book up there. She was like, I'm still old school. You know, this is what I do. Caroline Van Zant's the same way. So the thing is, like, don't look and be like, oh, I'll never be successful because I'm not doing it the way so-and-so is doing it. Just work, do something. And, you know, the one thing that I want to point out about Nancy was her schedule is, you know, every day it was like the same colors were on the days. So it wasn't like, today I'm going to do personal development and then I'll do it on Thursday and then I'll do it next Wednesday. It was consistency, and those were the vital things. So anyway.
Yeah, you have to be it's important to continue to do the same things. If you've ever posted about a challenge group and not seen any likes, no one's commented, whatever, I've done it. I've posted about a challenge group. Oh, nobody liked it. 2 days later, nobody commented, nothing. All right, the posts about challenge groups don't work. Really? One time? Are you kidding me? Like, have you ever done anything one time and mastered it? If you have, please, can I meet you in person? And like, you have to rub me or something. I got to rub that magic on, because that doesn't exist. You know, from the time that you're a child, when you learn to walk, you fall a few times before you actually start to walk. It's just like that. This business has a big learning curve. But if you put in the work, and it's not just putting in the work, that's the thing. It's a lot of people think I'm doing, and that's what my biggest problem was. I was like, I'm doing the things that they're telling me to do. I'm doing every single step, why is it failing? Because I wasn't doing it my way. I wasn't doing it with my personality injected to it. I wasn't doing it with my authentic self. And that was the key for me.